Mr. President, I rise to support the amendment of my colleague, the Honourable Chris Rath. I think it's very important that we recognise the horror that is going on in Israel and Gaza, and obviously this motion sets that out in part. But what the Honourable Chris Rath's amendment does is to provide a more fulsome account of the reality of this situation. We, in condemning Hamas, should have no problem with noting that a terrorist organisation, a designated terrorist organisation, should not be supported in any way, and that we recognise that Hamas made the attacks. They waged terror and war on the innocent citizens of Israel, murdering them, raping them, and taking them hostage, which of course comes to another part of the amendment, which is that we call for the release of the Israeli hostages that are being held by Hamas. We are finding out more and more each day that some of them are no longer alive. I mean, it is truly horrific, but it is imperative that Hamas, a terrorist organisation, be condemned and called on to release those hostages as part of any discussion that we have about this incredibly complex and challenging issue. Similarly, to reaffirm a commitment to a two-state solution, which Australia has been fundamentally in agreement of for many, many years, and obviously there's complexity around this that we just don't have time to put into this today, but we know that we're not going to solve this conflict overnight, and far from it. It is incredibly difficult to find ways to move forward. But unless we are being truthful about this situation, in noting that a terrorist organisation invaded a country and that they should be condemned for doing so, that we reaffirm that a country, a democratic, liberal democracy like Israel, be able to defend itself, to have the right to defend itself against terrorist organisations who are committed to waging war, who are committed to spreading terror locally and around the world, and that they are not committed to releasing the innocent hostages that they have held for months and months and months, and who we are finding out day by day are not alive, tragically, many of them, and who knows how many remain alive. And that's what we deserve to know. That's what we should be calling for in this Parliament.